Raiders Nation, we need to talk. There is something happening in Vegas right now that is keeping a lot of people up at night, and honestly, we need to clear the air right now. The preseason opener brought answers, but it raised even more dangerous doubts about the immediate future of our franchise. Are we just ignoring clear signs of a defensive collapse, or is this just anxiety talking louder? The situation with our cornerback room and the development of our rookie are right at the center of this hurricane, so go ahead and smash that like button and stay till the end, because this could change everything. Raiders Nation, let's get straight to the point, because what happened on the field against the Arizona Cardinals cannot be ignored. There was so much hype, a genuine desire to see this team take a step forward, but the truth is the warning lights are flashing bright red. Our secondary... Man. Let's be real. It was a real problem. And don't come at me with preseason excuses. If we can't contain the pass game against a team that doesn't even have a guy of Josh Allen's caliber calling the shots, how the hell are we going to survive the regular season against the heavyweights of the AFC? Coach Klint Kubiak made it clear that the intention was to test these guys in man-to-man coverage. It's a bold strategy, I'll give him that. He wants to see who's got grit and who's going to fold under pressure, but what we saw, according to reports from people who watched every single snap, was a vulnerability that is flat-out concerning. We've got some tough decisions ahead of us, and time is a luxury we just don't have. And speaking of pressure, we gotta talk about rookie Jermod McCoy. Look, I know the fan base was hyped. The guy fell to the 4th round because of injury questions, but everybody knows that if he was 100%, he'd be going off the board in the 1st round. It's the kind of gamble that defines a front office's success. Only thing is, against the Cardinals, what we saw was a painful baptism by fire. He got beat over and over again. But then I gotta ask, is this technical incompetence or just a lack of game speed? Kubiak himself came out to bat for the kid, saying he went over a year without playing competitive football. Is that a valid point? For sure. The coach said he was proud of McCoy's physical effort to get to where he is. But the NFL ain't a place for sentimentality. This league is ruthless, and if you don't deliver, your spot gets taken. Is McCoy gonna figure this out fast enough, or are we looking at a long-term project we just can't afford right now? Is this a smart call by the coaching staff, or a mistake that's gonna cost us big if we keep forcing it? The hope is he develops. But what if he doesn't? We're talking about a 4th round pick, so it's not the end of the world contract-wise, but it's a glaring hole on the roster. And that ain't even the most worrying part. The reality is our cornerback group is scary young. You look at the market and guys like Trevon Diggs, a former All-Pro who creates turnovers like nobody's business, or even Marshawn Lattimore, are still sitting out there. I'm not saying the front office needs to go out and sign everybody, but if the second preseason game shows the same level of shakiness, patience is going to run out. We need veterans back there. We need somebody who knows how to read an offense, somebody who's got battle scars. If our defense can't at least be average, we're going to waste the potential of an offense that, from what people are saying, actually looks like it's finding its rhythm. It's frustrating to think we might have an offense capable of putting up points, but it's going to stall out because the secondary can't stop a nosebleed. The margin for error in our division is razor thin. If we don't patch up these holes, we're going to watch a lot of games slip right through our fingers. The clock is ticking, and we need answers right now, not 3 months from now. But hold up, because what's coming next changes everything on the offensive side of the ball. There's a move happening that's leaving a lot of people scratching their heads. We're seeing the front office bet hard on youth, and that historic contract handed to Tyler Linderbaum in free agency is looking more and more like a strategic chess piece. Against the Cardinals, the offense had flashes, with Ashton Jeanty rushing for an average of 5.3 yards a carry. That's the kind of stat that makes you believe. Now, in total contrast, we got the Jordan Meredith situation. The guy started week 1 last year, but his struggles just kept piling up. He tried making the switch to center, and we saw how that turned out, a performance well below expectations. It's tough to accept that a guy who used to be so versatile is fighting this hard just to stay relevant on the squad. Word is the coaching staff is already eyeing future options like Caleb Rogers and Zune. Mo Moton over at Bleacher Report didn't pull any punches, saying Meredith might have reached the end of the line in Vegas. Are we watching the purge of a veteran to clear the way for a younger, cheaper philosophy? If that's really happening, it's a dead giveaway that the old regime's era is completely gone. But does this youth have what it takes to handle the grind of an NFL offensive line? It's controversial, I know. There are still folks out there defending Meredith's experience, but the NFL lives on production. And if you look at the bright side, the opening drive against Arizona was practically surgical. Kirk Cousins, even in limited snaps, showed exactly why they brought him in. The offense flowed, and the play calling finally looked like it was on the same page. It's a small sample size, I get it, but it brings some temporary relief. Linderbaum didn't waste any time praising the team's competitive fire either. He knows there's plenty of cleanup to do on the game tape, but the foundation is there. And this is where you got to write down a name. Mike Washington Jr., the rookie fourth-rounder, stole the show with that 53-yard run. His vision, the way he exploded through the gap, it was something else. He said what happened out there was an exact reflection of what they worked on in practice. When execution matches the game plan, you know you got something good cooking. The big question now is, how many touches is this kid gonna carve out? If we got two running backs who can break a 50-yard house call at any given moment, our entire game plan changes dramatically. Defensive coordinators are going to think twice before bringing their safeties up. It's a good problem for the coaching staff to have, but how do you split the carries without messing up the chemistry? I keep wondering if Washington's success is going to put heat on Ginty, or if they're going to turn into a nightmare for any defense. Rumor has it this internal battle is going to elevate the whole backfield. If that's true, we're looking at an offense way more dynamic than anyone predicted in the offseason. But please, spare me the blind optimism. Let's see how they handle elite defenses, not just the backups of a team that was one of the worst in the league last year. Reality hits us soon enough against the Texans, and to wrap things up on a high note, or rather with the topic dominating every single fan debate right now, the quarterback situation. The 27-14 loss to Arizona stings. Nobody likes to lose, but between us, the main event was getting to see Fernando Mendoza, the kid, the number 1 overall pick of 2026, stepped on the field, went 10 of 16 for 97 yards and a touchdown. He looked in total command, right? But is he ready for the bright lights of Las Vegas? The coaching staff, led by Klint Kubiak, was quick to throw cold water on any instant hype. Kirk Cousins is still QB1 heading into week 1. The message was short, almost flat. I see an ascending player, Kubiak said about Mendoza. We just need to keep improving. Nothing confirmed yet about any changes to the plan, and the front office is sticking to the script. Grooming Mendoza behind the scenes as an understudy? No rush. So I gotta ask, can we really afford to leave a talent like Mendoza on the bench if he proves he's outplaying Cousins? It's a polarizing debate. You got the old school mindset saying you never throw a rookie into the fire too soon, but then you got the other side saying if the guy is the future, he's got to play to learn. Mendoza had a masterclass 2025 season at Indiana, won the Heisman, brought home a national title. He knows how to win. He ain't just anybody. Even so, the chain of command with the Raiders is crystal clear. Unless something disastrous happens to Cousins, the vet is leading this team. It's a conservative strategy, maybe even too conservative for a fan base that's suffered as much as we have. But they've got a plan. The big question is, what happens if Cousins starts the season looking shaky? The fan pressure, which is already falling in love with Mendoza, is going to be unbearable. If we drop the first 2 games, the chants for who should be starting are going to turn into a war cry in the stands. Some folks say Mendoza's performance against Arizona was enough to earn him meaningful reps. Others say he still made rookie mistakes and needs time to bake. I think the most important thing is the team looks focused. They've got a method. It might not be what we want to hear since we all want the rookie show, but it's what the team needs for stability. The contrast between youth and experience is right there on display. On one side, the veteran who knows all the shortcuts. On the other, the kid who wants to redefine the franchise's future. How's this going to end? Hard to tell just yet. There's speculation, sure, but the only guarantee is training camp is going to be a relentless showcase. The game against the Houston Texans is going to be the next big test if Mendoza comes in and does what he did against Arizona. The heat on Kubiak to change his mind is only going to go up. And if that actually happens, if he forces his way into the starting job with his play, how does the organization react? Do they swallow their pride and pivot, or do they stick to the blueprint even if it costs them wins? The tension is thick. Expectations are through the roof. And here we are, watching every single move. The quarterback position in Las Vegas has never been this intriguing. What do you guys think? Is the plan working, or are we wasting a generational talent riding the pine? Raiders Nation, we've reached the end of this breakdown, but the truth is the doubts are only piling up. We're sitting at a strategic crossroads that's going to decide the fate of our season. On one hand, the excitement around the youth, the raw talent of Fernando Mendoza, and the explosive speed of Mike Washington Jr., showing that the future could be blindingly bright. On the other hand, the harsh reality of a vulnerable secondary and the immediate need for results that can't wait for a rookie to mature. The coaching staff's gamble on keeping Kirk Cousins as QB1 and protecting the young guys makes sense on paper, but are the fans and the unforgiving AFC going to allow that luxury? The defense needs to cough up answers fast before the mistakes made in preseason turn into a full-blown nightmare in Week 1. The margin for error in our division is literally zero, and every front office decision is being weighed to the ounce. Now, I want to hear from you, Raider Nation. Is this extreme patience the safe road to success, or are we watching a major problem blow up right under our noses while the clock runs out on us? Drop your take in the comments, share this with your section partner, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a thing.